2000 here, coming at you with a huge, epic fucking rant on this movie, which I had worse theater experience being this one. This was the most boring fucking movie that I have ever seen in a theater movie. The worst fucking horror movie that I have ever seen too is The Grudge 2020. And also comment in the comments, folks, that if anybody loves this movie, comment what did you love about this movie, because I have no fucking inclusion what I loved about this movie, because this was the most boring fucking movie to watch. It had no fucking plot. It had three fucking stories that kept going back and forth. Like one story that happened, two prequels that going on. One with John Cho, and then the other with Frankie Faison and Lin Shaye. That's it. Like they keep going back and forth. They're not like straightforward prequels going on, like one story finish and then next one just finish. No, they go back and forth, like horribly fucking edited movie. Horribly fucking music movie too, because the music is shit. Bunch of jump scare bullshit. But this is the most boring fucking movie to watch in theaters that I have ever seen. And yeah, that's why I want to ask anybody in the comments, let me know what you love about this movie, because there was nothing that I fucking loved about this movie. I was bored the fuck out of my mind. It had no plot, no sense of horror, no brutal kills, as the fucking Red Band trailer made it look like it was going to be a brutal graphic Grudge movie. And the movie wasted a few fucking good actors in this movie. But I just want to know, anybody that loves this movie, what scene or what part did you make that made you love the movie? Because I do not understand what made me made me hate this movie, because I was really hyped up to see this one, and I was bored the fuck out of my mind when I saw this back in 2020. But I did recently saw this one because I wanted to I wanted to see what my thoughts again was, and it's still a boring piece of shit. Like, this movie is the most boring fucking movie from the producers of Don't Breathe and Evil Dead remake. Like, fuck, they made the most boring fucking movie that came out in 2020. Because this movie was so boring. Nothing didn't even happen in this fucking movie. Like, what the fuck happened in this film? Oh, there's a detective lady, which I forgot the actress name, but she's the same actress that played Nicolas Cage's wife Mandy in that movie Mandy, who they murder and he gets revenge on her death. She's not a bad actress, but she's just given a boring, like all these characters, the good actors, they're given boring fucking scripts, like stupid shit to say. But she plays a detective where she goes to the house and then she says Lin Shaye, and then Lin Shaye's all bloodied up, crazy out of her mind, and then it goes to this backstory where, oh, the house owner, where this lady is coming from the house, the Grudge house I was in Tokyo, and then you get a brief cameo of the Kayako Grudge lady from the original movies, only for 5 fucking seconds of a fucking cameo. I'm like, that's it. That was the appearance of the Grudge lady. Like that's it. And then of course they do the stupid change where anybody can be a Grudge because that lady got the Grudge curse, because Kayako gave her the Grudge curse, and she goes back to her house in America, meeting up with her husband and her daughter, and it's like, now you get like that assumption that she brought the Grudge to their house, and now you get the story where she kills her husband, she kills her daughter, and then she commits suicide. And then the movie goes on where they're stuck with the Grudge, and the Grudge curse is stuck in that house. And that's why you get all crazy shit going on. Which this movie doesn't have fucking crazy shit because it's boring as shit. And it puts you to fucking sleep quicker than anything that's fucking boring. Because this movie is boring as hell. Nothing doesn't happen in this movie. Of course, that lady finds Lin Shaye, and then she's taken to a hospital, and then you get that backstory about the owners, and then you get to back to the detective lady talking with her, talking to her detective partner Demián Bichir. I forgot his last name, but Demián Bichir, who was in the Hateful Eight and A Better Life. Those are pretty good movies that actor was in, but he's like playing the detective partner in in this movie, and they you could tell the actors are just sleepwalking this motherfucker, and they don't give a shit about this script being bad and boring. And then you get the story where, oh, you get Lin Shaye's story, like, because she's learned, because the detective is more investigating about why Lin Shaye crazy, why did she kill her husband, Frankie Faison, because you get this shitty editing where, oh, you get like more backstory where John Cho, who came out from Searching, which is a good fucking movie, criminally underrated fucking movie, given this character where, oh, he's a real, he's like the house realtor, and it keeps going back and forth, like it's back in 2004, back in 2006, like it's supposed to take, like this movie's supposed to be taking place like in the middle of the first and the second movie. It's so convoluted as fuck, man, because it goes back and forth. Like it goes back and forth where you go to the detective story, and then you go to John Cho's story, and then you go to Lin Shaye and Frankie Faison's story. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is a horribly edited fucking movie where you get no fucking conclusion of these prequels. Well, you do, but they're done in a shitty edited way. Like this movie is such a piss poor editing fucking film. And then the movie just goes on where you just be bored the fuck out of your mind. Because this movie is fucking boring. And it's horribly done. But John Cho's character, he's a realtor that keeps checking the house. And then his wife is played by Betty Gilpin, who was in The Hunt and that TV show Glow. She's playing his pregnant wife in the movie. And then John Cho is this realtor that keeps going back and forth, like, because he keeps not getting the payment from people that lives at the house, the original owners. So he's like wondering, like, he's doing a routine check, and then he sees the little girl, and she's all queer. She's weirded out. It's like how the kid in the Grudge movie, Kayako's son, like, you know how they're weirded out because they're like having a death stare, like they don't know what they're at. They're like oblivious. It's because she has this curse. She's already dead. She already has the grudge curse. She's like a ghost. And of course, she disappears, and John Cho is like looking for her in the house, and then she sees the fucking bathroom, and then John Cho gets a jump scare where the little girl comes out of the bathroom, and yeah, it's that scene where he jumps. The movie has some stupid ass jump scare music where it goes, like it goes like that, like really loud, like annoying dumb shit music that is just jump scare music. Which I'm getting so annoyed with that they're continuing that shit. They did that stupid shit in Night Swim, which annoyed the fuck out of me. But yeah, John Cho is freaked out and he goes out. He doesn't even leave. He goes to a closet and he gets jump scared by the mom, who's a grudge, the little girl's mom, and then he gets the grudge curse and he goes and kills his wife at the end of the movie, and then commits suicide at the end. So pretty much like he kills his wife and also his unborn child too. So like it's fucked up, but it's not graphic. Like this movie went to be like they were marketing this motherfucker like it was supposed to be a graphic, disturbing, brutal fucking grudge movie. This movie wasn't dick. It wasn't. It was just tame ass kills, off-screen kills, nothing bloody, nothing gruesome. Like the only fucking brutal part goes on that happens is in the Lin Shaye story with Frankie Faison. There's like only one fucking part that's brutal. That's nothing. That's the only graphic part of the movie. But you get that story done because you keep going back and forth like with the prequels and then the current story with the detective and her partner investigating this fucking grudge stuff, like who were the owners and all that shit. And then she has her kid that she has to take care of, and she's still stuck with the detective is still stuck with her investigation, not paying attention to her kid. And then you get the Lin Shaye and Frankie Faison story where they're old married couple that move into the house, and then they're living there, and then Lin Shaye starts having these episodes where she's being scared and crazy out of her mind, waking up in the middle of the night. They have this psychiatrist lady who's a fucking idiot in this movie, especially like by the end of this, like what happens to her character. Like her character's an idiot at the end, but she tries to help Lin Shaye, but she's not doing shit. And her psychiatrist stuff, it just doesn't work. And Lin Shaye keeps seeing like the Grudge girl floating on top of her and scaring her. And then the movie just goes on where she has the Grudge curse on her, but she's still crazy, like a normal. She has a bit of a normal person, but like more of a crazy person herself. And she goes on to murder her husband off screen, slicing his throat with a knife. And that's when, because you don't see that brutal shit. You don't see brutal kills in this movie. You don't see nothing disturbing as they fucking market it. Because the psychiatry goes on and she sees her dead husband having his throat slit. And this is the only graphic part in the movie is where she's like cutting her finger off. Which is brutal and good practical, but that's like the only brutal fucking kill in this movie. Like, it's not even a kill, it's her just mutilating her finger. She's cutting her finger off with a butcher knife. And she's like laughing, going crazy, looking at the dumbass psychiatrist lady who's screaming like an idiot. And goes out of the car, goes to her car to try to get the fuck out of there, but she sees the Grudge. She sees a Grudge person jump scaring her in the back of her car, where he's like, look like he's gonna like fuck you. It sounds like he's gonna vomit and shit, like going, like what the fuck is that? Like they got rid of that Grudge noise, like going, like they got rid of that shit, but they like this Grudge is like going. It looked like he wants to vomit and shit, like going, like what the fuck was that? Like literally, what the actual fuck was that bullshit? Like that's just fucking stupid. And also the character's an idiot. She doesn't even stop the car, and she goes through a detour and goes through the woods, and she crashes the car because she's a fucking idiot, and she breaks her. It's weird that she breaks her arm breaks off her bone, like her elbow just breaks off her through her skin. Like that's just weird. Like I don't think car crash would have people do that way, being like having the arm broken like that. But it was covered in shitty CGI. It wasn't practical. It was fucking CGI because I saw the CGI blood and the bone looked CGI. So like, yeah, that fucking shit had CGI. But yeah, that idiot gets fucking killed because she's a stupid fucking psychiatrist that didn't really do shit to help Lin Shaye. And then she gets herself crashed, and then her dead body is found by the detective later on in the movie, because they see tire tracks from the house, and they see that she's been there for a while. So like her body's decomposed and all skeleton-y in the car. When the detective finds the car. But the movie goes on, and then there's more Grudge scenes where she goes to the house and she sees weird shit, and then she wants to go talk to Lin Shaye, and then Lin Shaye has the curse, so she commits suicide, and then she wants to talk to a detective another detective that's in a mental institution, like the same one that Lin Shaye is in. Is played by William Sadler, who was in Bill and Ted Bogus Journey, who was in the Shawshank Redemption, who was in Demon Knight, he was in a shitload of movies, William Sadler. But his character, he just talks to the detective lady for a bit and then cuts his eyes out off screen. We don't see that brutal. I thought we were gonna see that brutal shit where he gets his eyes cut out. No, it's just off screen where she starts hearing screams and it's him screaming on a stretcher because the mental institution workers are like putting him on a stretcher and his eyes are all butchered out like he just cut them out of his eyes. He just cut his eyes out. And like none of this movie has brutal shit as it was promising. So the fucking trailer is false advertising because the Red Band trailer fucking has the more graphic shit. But yeah. And then she doesn't know what to do, and then she starts seeing the curse affecting her, and then the movie just goes on with more boring shit. And I don't know, like the curse even gets to her partner, but I think he gets the curse too, and then he dies off screen. And then she takes her fucking kid with him, like, which I don't know fucking get why she brings her fucking kid to go burn the house that had all this grudge curse. Like, why the fuck were you gonna bring your kid? Like, leave him at your house. Nothing's going on there. And of course, I forgot one moment in the movie when it was during the John Cho prequel story where you get the hair thing where the grudge hand is coming out of his hair, which is seen also in a different poster in the marketing and also on the Blu-ray cover. But okay, like yeah, they reference the other movies where the hair comes out of comes out of your hair, and then the hand's coming out of the hair and from the shower. Yeah, but she goes to the house. She doesn't leave her fucking kid at her house. She takes her fucking kid so she could go burn this house. And of course, she's going to burn the house. She starts seeing She starts seeing like what happened to the family that lived there. She starts seeing like the lady murdering her daughter and her husband, and scenes by scenes when she's burning and throwing the gas around the house. And of course, she sees her son going in the house, and you no wonder because the fucking kid doesn't listen because you brought your fucking kid, you idiot. But it turns out it wasn't her son, it was the grudge girl, as in disguise. It was the grudge girl. So she makes her way out, destroying the grudge curse, burning it, and sees that her son wasn't in the house. It was just the grudge girl that in disguise, and her son was at the car the whole time. And she successfully burns the house. And it's the next day she's saying goodbye to her little son to go to school, and she's giving him a hug and thanking him. And she realized she hears her son going out of the front door saying, "Bye, Mom." And then she's like all freaked out, and she backs up and sees that it's the grudge girl. It's the grudge little girl. And she kills the detective lady off screen. And then you're spending, after that fucking off screen kill, you get this stupid fucking shot where you're panning on the house for 5 fucking minutes. 5 fucking minutes. The shot is just on the house, and you're expecting like, is there gonna be a jump scare? Like, is there like the music is getting kind of weirded out, and no, the movie just goes after that fucking boring 5 minutes of a shot of the house, and because it's all quiet, you get to the end credit black screen. Now the end credit rolls. Then this stupid fucking screechy, grunchy, wherever the fuck this stupid song plays. Like, I don't know, it was mumbling shit now. Like, new fucking mumbling bullshit nowadays, but like, that was a stupid fucking ending. Like, that was a stupid fucking ending. Like, we didn't even see like a brutal kill. Like, did the grudge girl like bit her? Did she fucking break the detective lady's neck? Like, what the fuck happened? And you're spending like 5 minutes on this shot of the house where it's all quiet, and you're thinking there's gonna be a jump scare where the girl's gonna jump scare the fucking audience. No. And then you go to the end credits and you get the shitty rock song that's a horribly current rock song. It's fucking shitty. And I remember the experience when I went to see this movie in theater. I was like, what the fuck was this? That was fucking stupid. Like, what the fuck was this movie? This was the most boring bullshit that I have ever seen. And yeah, I want to say, fuck this boring piece of fucking shit seeing it again. Because I still have that same feeling when I went to see it in theaters. I felt like I wasted fucking money to see this one. Because I always thought it was going to be a decent movie. And then, no, it's a fucking boring piece of fucking shit that doesn't even fucking have nothing that goes on in this fucking boring shit. Fuck. But this movie's just super, super fucking boring. Like, nothing doesn't happen to this motherfucker. Like, I know, I'm going to be respectful of anybody that loves this movie, but I want anybody to tell me, what did you like about this movie? Because I did not see anything that I like about this movie. There were some good actors in this movie, but they were fucking wasted in this bullshit of a movie. Like that detective lady actress, I don't know her name, but she's good in Mandy, and that's a better fucking movie. Frankie Faison, he was great in Silence of the Lamb. I rather fucking watch that movie instead. Lin Shaye, I'd rather see her in the fucking Insidious movie. Even the last movie that I wasn't really impressed with, I'd rather see that fucking movie over this bullshit. I'd rather see her in Insidious movies. And Demián Bichir, I forgot his last name, but I'd rather see him in the Hateful Eight movie. That's a long fucking movie, but that's a fucking better movie than, and that has more fucking, that has fucking kills that promise you brutal fucking kills that are 10 out of 10, brutal violence and gory carnage throughout. And that's a badass Western movie by Quentin Tarantino. Like, those are good actors. Even John Cho, who just came off with Searching, which was a criminally underrated thriller. It's a bit of a found footage, but like bit of a docudrama, but a thriller. And that's a good fucking movie that John Cho just came off. And he goes on to be starting this boring piece of shit. I thought they were going to have him more in the movie. Like, it was going to be him, Lin Shaye, Frankie Faison, like, be more in the movie. No, they're just part of the prequel of shitty stories where they get fucking killed. And they're fucking wasted. Hugely fucking wasted of talent in this movie. Like, they wasted a lot of good actors in this boring piece of shit. And it doesn't even have a fucking plot because it keeps going back and forth, horribly editing these prequel stories back and forth, back and forth. Back to John Cho's story, back to the detective story, back to Lin Shaye and Frankie Faison story, then back to John Cho's story, then back to the Frankie Faison, and then back to the detective. Like, it's like they're trying to do a shitty Tarantino movie where they want to like go back and forth with the story. Like, that shit is horribly done when anybody that does that. But yeah, fuck this movie up its ass. This movie is a straight up boring piece of fucking shit that can fuck off. And yeah, if anybody that loves this movie, I'll be respectful of anybody that loves it about it. It's just I'm using my huge epic rant thought about this movie because this is how I felt frustrated watching it again. But I just want to know what anybody, like, explain to me, what did anybody love about this movie? But if anybody didn't love this movie and agree with me that this movie was awful and boring as shit, kudos. But I'll just be respectful to anybody that loves this movie. But just let me explain what was good about it, because this was a boring fucking movie. I just need some explanation. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Hit the like, subscribe, and take care, folks. Bye-bye.